Afternoon all, this is the COT data video for the week beginning the 22nd of May 2023, and this is the net non-coms, so it tells us what the banks and institutions are doing. And it's worth mentioning that this data is from last Tuesday, okay, so it doesn't take into account all the stuff that's happened Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and especially the Powell speech. He made some comments about the rate hikes, and so obviously this data here isn't going to be tallying up to what we saw Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it is what it is, and it's what we can see as retail traders. It's the most up-to-date COT data that we can get until the next Friday. And so the next Friday. But it's always from the Tuesday prior. So that being said, so this is the banks and institutions, and this is like a delayed feed of what and how they're positioned for the week ahead. So the EURFX, we did pump quite a bit. It's quite strong, and the dollar is in a gradual decline. So let's have a look at the yen. And are we? Here we go. And the yen is in decline. Minus 61, minus 64, 111, 95. So they've decreased and they've decreased, but they've increased on the euro. Okay, so we probably aren't going to get any signals on those three. Obviously, there was the Euro USD here. That was the buy when the euro was below parity, and that was obviously a great entry point, and it's pumped since. Let's look at the Aussie. Aussie has decreased minus 39, minus 49, minus 53. So it was, they're selling it quite heavily. No crossover imminent here, so we can take Aussie off, put on the pound. Wow, okay, so we've actually got a pound USD long. All right, so how long this is going to last, I don't know for sure, but we have overcome this, this triple top head and shoulders pattern, which I thought might hold. Actually, I did actually think that was going to hold, and it would probably jerk down, but we're jerking up. All right, so this is a pound USD long. But we'd want to pay attention to the retail sentiment as well and how they're positioned. So we wouldn't necessarily would want to go long cable if the dumb money, the herd, were also going long. And the smart fit, the smart money would be also be looking at the retail sentiment too. But from a COT perspective, in a vacuum on its own, this would be a buy. GU would be a buy. Okay, so you could look for longs on cable. Just know where your stop is. And then ideally, if you were to enter, based on this COT data, you would refer to the spreadsheet or, the sentiment. You don't have to just refer to the spreadsheet, but you can get the data, multiple sources, so we can see how they're positioned on GU on the main page on the spreadsheet. So you can come to my FX book if you wanted to. Yeah, see how they are. It's got a very good score, and it is a buy. It's a buy at the big picture, just a buy. We're quite close to 50-50, but the retail sentiment is saying, the herd are net short because they're 51 short, 49% long. It's got a decent score. I mean, you could probably wait for the weekly pivot to break. Probably look for longs at 125.24, and then you could have a stop. I don't know where you'd have your stop, but we'd have to look at the technical charts. I mean, you could theoretically have it at weekly support 1, but it's a long way away, very far. But if we're above the weekly pivot, it's quite a good indication for longs. That's indicating to buy. It's got a decent score. It's not got a perfect score, and we've got the COT data to back us up as well. So look for longs above the weekly pivot, perhaps 125.24. Not a bad idea. So that's GU. So that is of note. Quite a surprise. Okay, I'm a little bit wary about that because you know what the pound's like. Let's look at the CAD. CAD has just gone a bit sideways. 42. Yeah, we have just actually gone sideways, haven't we? 429 to 422. So it really hasn't done much. We are negative, and they really sold the CAD off, and we haven't got any trade set up there, so we might potentially have a CJ trade, but the two lines need to cross. CAD off. We've done euro, gold. All right, okay. So this is what I'm thinking. Do you remember my video from last week? It was to look for shorts. Yeah. So let's see that level there. 1272. 79. So I think by next weekend when we do this COT data video, if this is below that low, I'm going to be looking for shorts on gold. But currently I'm going to wait for that to break because that could be a nice support potentially. Okay, so 172. Wait for that to breach, then I'm going to look for sells, and I'm going to be referring to probably the FXEM trading station setup or some technical charts. But I think it should be fairly decent sell if that breaches 172. Okay, and we've got a little way to go. So I think this time next week, below that, the following Monday, I'll be looking to sell. We've got to remember that we've got bank holiday Monday, not tomorrow, but the following Monday. So that's in the UK. I'm not sure if it's the same in Europe, but it might just mean it's a slightly quiet day the following Monday. Just worth mentioning. Kiwi, probably sideways. Yeah, pretty sideways. We did go out that range, the sideways chop a little bit, and we come back in it, and we're just sideways since, so not much to be said. And the same with the Swiss franc, I imagine. And yeah, that's it. We might be breaking above this high. What can you see? Interesting. So that is of note. We might get a dollar Swiss sell. All right. So if you're looking at the dollar Swiss, and the retail sentiment is very skewed, and it should be indicating sell. Where are we? Probably a score. Oh, I see it is a sell. They're quite long. It's got an okay score, but they are long. All right, so we probably should be falling dollar Swiss, and so we might get the sentimental and then COT data confluence for a sell. That's if they hold on anyway. So just a reminder that you can do any sort of permutation if you wanted to. You could put them all on there if you wanted to, and it's going to look really messy, but then you can see crossovers and stuff, can't you? Pound dollar, see, there's a pound Swiss by 4 weeks ago, and you're just looking for crossovers basically. But I like to keep it a little bit tidier, and just a reminder you can do that. And we can also look at other currencies as well, but we'll keep to these ones. I don't know why I selected there, but yeah, we're back to the beginning. So that's the video. So slightly bearish on gold, positive on the euro, slightly negative on the USD, slightly negative on the yen. GU, pound USD, could be worth a long if you're thinking about the pivots, potentially. I'm just worried about the pound because it can do a lot of false signals, and it pumps and it takes you unawares, and it dumps and it takes you unawares. So you've got to be careful, just know where your exit is, and it should be fine. I'm not sure what that is there, but that's been fixed. So if you want to join patreon.com/COTGDB, and then you get this pretty awesome document included in the price, and that's the URL there. So if you want to join us, you just have to do the bulletin tier, and you get access to this document. And I'll report back on the robot testing over the week, and we actually got to sort of like a break even, slightly negative on the results, and we're implementing 3 changes tomorrow that's going to make it better risk to reward, and also be better for the risk to the account in percentage terms as well, because it won't be firing off so many trades. We're going to have a shorter stop loss, and we're going to increase our trading stop. All right, so 3 little things that we're going to do, and hopefully it's going to mean that we're going to get a better profit long term. We don't want those large losses at 100 pips, because they're going to add up, obviously, aren't they? So I'll report back with the robot testing over the course of the week, And then the following week, we'll probably have some sophisticated dynamic SL stop loss based on ATR values and see if we can implement that into the robot, which would be pretty awesome. So hopefully the video helpful, and I'll speak to you guys over the week from the robot perspective, and I'll be doing the bulletin as per every day anyway. So have a good Sunday, and I'll speak to you soon.